officially begun, and we welcome you to this 2K Sports presentation of NBA basketball. This is Kevin Harlan, and by my side, Greg Anthony, and from the sideline, David Aldridge. Now let's take a look at the top rookies in the league. Our rankings here for the race for Rookie of the Year. Distinction every young player would love to have. And you look at Shorty, he's just not quite in the running at this point, and while he's had a pretty good season, it doesn't look like he'll be a contender.
And the crop of young talent coming into the league this year, especially this group, has painted a very bright picture for the future of the NBA.
You see such great physical ability across the board with these young players. Some guys' polished skills are so impressive, but who becomes the star usually comes down to who puts in the most work.
Now the starting group for the visitors. They've got Slim, Shorty out there at B-Train. Then it's D, and for the Celtics. Down is the 2 with Tatum at the 3. Enes Kanter is out there with Hayward, and it's Walker in at the 1. With the playoffs around the corner, Brent, some teams already making vacation plans. Talk about the disappointment that those kinds of teams are feeling right now.
Yeah, you start the beginning of training camp with ideas of wanting to play into the postseason, and you know the realization of that goal is not going to be met. And what you want to do is remember your opportunity as a player, Kevin, to go out and still compete. You might not be back with the team that you're playing the end of the season with, the last 10 games. Maybe you're somewhere else. But there are teams, as we've always said, still watching you. And so don't ever get away from the idea of the competition as the season winds down.
They always say the eye in the sky doesn't lie. Everything is on tape, right? I mean,
yeah, and they are assessing how it is that you approach that, because you show your stripes when things are not going well. What kind of character do you have?
Here's Shorty. Jason Tatum picking up that last basket. Shorty, the pass to Aguilar. Got a hand on it, but they get it back. Here's Shorty. He's covered by Brown. Second shot opportunity. He takes it up and lays it in.
Uncovered at the rim, finding cracks in the defense here early on.
Just really smart basketball and exploiting whatever holes that he's seeing right now in the defensive squad.
The shot's good from Kanter.
Kanter does a good job of shooting off the catch there, easily getting that shot up thanks to his height.
Here's Shorty. First shot, first basket. He's out of the blocks fast.
Always fun to look at. Not tremendously efficient, but the floater, boy, those sure are pretty.
Brown, the pass to Kanter. Back to Brown. Clock at 6. Boston needs to get off a shot. Kanter's shot is off.
Well, he definitely forced that shot, guys. He had plenty of time to adjust himself and kick the ball out and look for a better shot. Have to give credit to the defense there, too.
And, guys, he's not an easy man to stop when he's got the rim in his sights.
Never has been, never will be. He is a determined finisher. Now, here's Hayward. He's coming off a 19-point game against the Grizzlies in Memphis. The kick out to Walker. And it's Shorty with the foul. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Brown. And there are the Celtics with another basket.
And that's just tremendous confidence from Brown. Going up with the shot right away and giving the D no time to react. You talk about players that have transformed their bodies in the NBA. How about Gordon Hayward? Has added muscle every year while maintaining that speed and agility.
Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
Well, I had a chance to speak with Terry Stotts. They were able to get a win off the Celtics the first time they played earlier this season. Coach knows that it will only get tougher for them, saying, with Brad on the other bench, we know they're going to make adjustments. I expect this will be played very differently this time around. I wouldn't doubt that either. Guys?
All right, David, thanks. Here's what Boston's going with right now. Williams comes in for Kanter, and Daniel Tice subbed in for Gordon Hayward. You know, Greg, when he came into the league, Hayward looked so young. You almost don't recognize him now.
I mean, the suit of armor from his time in the weight room and the hair looking sharp to match.
Here's Shorty. He had 13 points in the win against Detroit.
His passing, another high point in that game. He made sure it wasn't all about him. He wanted to get his teammates involved.
Now here's Brown. 4-point game. And there's a whistle that goes on B-Train. That's foul number 2 for him.
Already his second foul. He's in danger of getting into serious foul trouble early in this game.
Some changes for Boston. Jimmy Ogilvy comes in for Tatum. And Langford subbed in for Brown. And we're approaching about 3.5 minutes played in the first quarter. Now Langford. He averages a bit over 6 points a game. And they're running. Finished off the break.
They've wasted no time settling into their offense.
Celtics trail by 6. Pass to Walker. Just 5 on the clock. Over Thompson. Shot's good by Walker. Gone 7 of 8 from the field to start the game. Very hot shooting. Walker against Thompson. From down in the low post, it goes.
Now, what a great option he gives them on every possession.
Langford kicks to Tice. There's the pass to Williams. Here's Ogilvy. Nice ball movement by Boston. And the basket by Langford.
Now that is encouraging. It's crucial that Langford continues to hone that outside jumper. And coaches looking to seize every advantage, maximize every possession.
Got to feel good as a coach if you make all those adjustments, pull the right strings. That's what they love to do.
And with the moment, let's check out some stats for Thompson. Some nice work from him over the last 10 games. He's putting up about 12 points a game, 3 assists and 2 rebounds. And a quality player. I love what he brings to the table at that backup point guard position.
I think coaches appreciate a guy that comes in and knows how to run the offense with some intelligence. That's exactly what he does.
Now here's Williams. Still looking for his first bucket in this one. Count it.
Yeah, another nice bucket down low. They've really been able to work the ball into the post effectively here so far.
Baller passes to Chan. Uses the glass to finish the layup.
So far, both teams scorching the nets. You gotta love it.
Yeah, made for TV game here. Pace is great. Scoring is coming in bunches. And both of the teams feeling confident right now.
Now here's Langford. Floats one. Basket good. Langford's got 5 now.
Not lacking any confidence down there. Just give Langford the ball and let him do his thing.
6-second difference between the shot and game clock. From the baseline. Buries the jump shot.
Well, you like guys who can work that in-between area. Really keeps the defense honest.
Oh, man, that is just easy for him out there. At his size with that kind of touch, that is money.
Now here's Walker. Playing Memphis, he was nearly unstoppable. And again, it's Boston converting.
We've got to shadow Walker. His mid-range game is on point.
And so lots of scoring in that competitive first quarter. The away team leading by 3. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. Gordon Hayward reunited with his college coach, Brad Stevens.
Our relationship started when I was in high school. He came to my morning workout.
And I'm sure, Greg, that relationship played a big role in Hayward deciding to join the Boston Celtics.
And not just a connection, but a respect. Hayward now a veteran in this league while Stevens has moved into the conversation for one of the better young coaches in our league.
And getting going again here in the second quarter. Fairly close game so far. And looking at what we've seen so far, guys, from the visiting team, what do you think?
Well, in that first quarter, they were intent on just pounding the ball down low.
You don't see that all that often, getting down there and doing that much damage in a quarter. You got to respect the game plan.
In a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. Big Smooth out there with the Beast. Then it's Thompson, and it's Big Daddy, and it's Chan in at the shooting guard.
And I don't know, Kevin, who doesn't love to see David take on Goliath? Their huge throwdown.
To the left wing. Here's Big Smooth, defended by Tice. Back to Thompson. And out of bounds as the Celtics gain possession. With 10 games left, let's see how the playoff race is shaping up out east. Taking a look at Boston. Right now, if the playoffs started, they would have the 7th seed.
And you know, for the Celtics, they've shown me some very good things this season. But that next step, those qualities that could make them true contenders, just haven't been there.
Now, you just don't want to sit in the middle for too long. You either want to be competing against the top teams or starting to strategize where you can position yourself for a high lottery pick and maybe turn around your franchise's fortunes.
Here's Big Daddy. Nice pass, nice catch, and a resounding dunk.
That's a stomach punch, guys. Turn it over and give him a free run to the bucket.
Oh, you're so right. No question who has the momentum.
Execution with pace. That's a bad turnover that simply was telegraphed.
And now the first timeout called here for Boston. When it comes to hustle and effort, who would you put on the floor to get those 50-50 balls that are just so important? And sometimes, you know, with the win or loss in the balance.
And I watch Kawhi Leonard, and even though he's a superstar player, there's still some efficiency in his action to go and get that ball.
He just never stops.
He never stops. And so, yeah, he might not get dirty, but he doesn't have to because he outsmarts everybody else to get to it. And we have scrappy guys like Marcus Smart and Patrick Beverly, who we've talked about as being nuisances on the court. But you know, those guys are invaluable to any coaching staff. And when they have those kind of plays, it just gets everybody going and brings a level of energy back to the game.
It does energize. You're exactly right. D, he's checked in for the Beast. Free throw good, Langford.
And I just watched Romeo Langford. And, guys, he looks the part in every way. Big, smooth, great change of direction, and he can flat out score.
Here's Chan. An absolute bomb from three-point range. 8 points for him.
You got to try to scramble the Jets right here and get that guy off the sweet spot. That's one of the best three-point shooters in the league.
Passes it to Brown. Puts it up. Good. Great play by Williams to set it up. And that's now 7 points for Jaylen Brown. Talking about Langford's ability to put up points, he has that popular step-back jumper, Greg, that's so difficult to defend.
Yeah, and you immediately think of James Harden, but a lot of guys use that step back. The one thing Langford does well, he gets to the rim where he can use all that length.
Brown outside. Oh, that's blocked. Here's the break. Lets it go with the three. And the three ball is good. And it's 7 points for Shorty.
Yeah, those are starting to add up, guys. Of their last 5 baskets, 3 have been triples.
Langford kicks to Tatum. Pass to Langford. Shoots. Good for the 5th time in 5 shots. He remains perfect.
Another one for Langford. We talk about his high ceiling primarily at the offensive end.
13 feet away, and he comes up with the deuce.
And you see the ability to rise and fire from mid-range, even against that length.
I don't think he sees any kind of defense when he's at that range. It doesn't matter who's guarding him.
Now here's Tatum. Scoring-wise, he's definitely making his mark. Right now, he's averaging about 19 points a game. Here's Brown, and the basket is good, and he's got a chance here for one more at the line.
And really, Brown is very talented at nailing shots, even while getting hit. What muscle this guy has.
This is his second trip to the free throw line. And some changes here for the Celtics. Robert Williams, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. Gordon Hayward comes in for Williams, and Walker subbed in for Langford. That free throw good from Brown.
And the vertical that Brown has is pretty impressive, as relentless a finisher as you'll find in our league.
Here's B-Train. His scoring has been there on a regular basis. He's averaging more than 14 points a game. Williams with the block. Tatum deciding where to go with it. Down low, here's Hayward. Basket is good. He'll get a chance for one more at the line.
Yeah, heard the whistle and then kept his focus and able to still knock it down.
And this is his first trip to the line tonight. The free throw drops by Hayward.
And what you love about Hayward, the all-around ability. Scores, facilitates, rebounds, and does so with consistency.
Here's B. Off to a good start as he hits his first shot attempt.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Walker the pass to Hayward. Williams with the ball. Right side Tatum. Outside Walker from deep. The shot comes out. Last game for the Celtics, they pick up the win against the Grizzlies in Memphis.
And just tacks a few more points onto their lead with the tomahawk.
That's bringing it down hard. He kicks to Brown. That's no good. It's his second miss. He's made 4.
2 for 1, probably the way to go.
Don't want to rush it, but you don't want to take too much time here.
And this is why coaches talk about playing with pace. The scoreboard tells it all.
Kind of get a team defensively on their heels, and if you can keep pushing and keep attacking, they'd never find some kind of defensive balance to help slow you down.
And he gets it to go.
And they're passing the ball very crisply here.
Celtics trail by 9. And here's Walker. He's got 6. On the wing, Brown. Will it go? The shot's good on the assist by Walker. 13 points for Jaylen Brown.
And the three-point shot is something that Brown continues to improve upon. It's important for him to be draining these looks.
And so it's the visiting team, with their lead standing at 6 points here at the end of the quarter. A terrific tempo and a great pace. The fast break has been a central part of their offense. We've got more in store for you right after this.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hey again, everybody. I'm Ernie Johnson. Shaq is here. Kenny's here. You're watching the NBA Halftime Show on 2K Sports. Checking out the visiting team. Kenny, what do you think?
Well, I thought that turning point was when the bench came in. Those guys really hustled, and they gave the team some energy, and then they started to score baskets. That was a bonus.
And Shaq, what are your thoughts on Boston?
The second half is gut check time for the defense. Allowing over 60% shooting is weak sauce. Weak barbecue sauce, weak Butterfinger sauce, weak sauce period.
And that does it for our halftime show. We now take you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the third period.
And we've got second half action for you. Thus far, a pretty evenly contested game. It's been a clinic out there by Jaylen Brown.
Yeah, and through the first 2 quarters, he has been the offense for this team.
Yeah, he's shouldering the load right now and looking really comfortable while he's doing it.
So it's the Celtics now. They trail by 6. And after this one, they're home against Minnesota. Walker and Brown, they're manning the backcourt. Tatum and Hayward make up the 2 forward spots. And it's Cantor in at the 5 down low. That's the Boston 5. And Slim picks up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. On defense, the visitors. Their biggest lead of the game was 9. Pass to Walker. 6 on the shot clock. Solid as a rock from 20 feet away. Walker's got the opening bucket to start the second half for Boston. Gotten off 4 shots from 3-point range tonight and buried every one of them. The pass to B-Train. Here's Aguilar, banked in off the glass.
It's a great move, and he catches the defense completely off guard.
Well, just ripping through right there as he finds the open spot and gets right through there. High basketball IQ play.
Well, we hear this all the time. Good defense beats good offense. Do you think that's true?
I don't know how defense scores. So in today's game, seeing the juggernauts and seeing what we've seen, Kevin, quite frankly, as some of the best offensive teams, not only in the last 5 years, but in the history of the league, around the Houston Rockets and what the Golden State Warriors have been able to do. It's about equipping your team defensively to be able to stop that stylistically, but certainly every coach will say it comes down to defense because that is something you can control.
Little over a minute gone here in the second half. Here's B-Train. Cans it from downtown. B-Train's got his 3rd basket of the night.
And he found the perfect spot behind the arc there. Big gap in the D.
Walker dishes to Brown. Outside Tatum. Brown feeling out a bit. Tipped away. Fast break. Here they come. Here's D. Whistle blows. Basket is good. So a chance here for a 3-point play.
And how about that? Coming out to start the half. A perfect 3 of 3.
First trip to the free throw line for him tonight.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
And the Celtics making a change here. Tice is checked in. And that one misses. Celtics trail by 9. Tatum with it. Brown outside. Now Tice. Cantor, the pass to Tatum. 6 to shoot. Now Brown jacks up a 3. Good for another bucket. He's made half a dozen now. 6 for 8 on the night.
Like the execution there from Cantor. Usually likes to score, this time with the pass.
Here's Shorty, and he could not get that one to go. A lot of contact, and he'll go to the line for 2. Kemba Walker picks one up.
Yeah, good job to take it right at the D.
And he knocks down the first one. Some changes for Boston. Williams, he's checked in for Enes Kanter. And Shemi Ojeley's subbed in for Jason Tatum. Good on both.
A great player on a great role at the charity stripe. The D has got to be careful about being too aggressive on him and sending him back for freebies.
Brown right side, and it's denied. And they're on the break. Goes up. Hammers it home to polish off the break.
And running with a full head of steam, but completely under control.
Yeah, you think he's comfortable at that speed. He's done it so many times before. Just an absolute blur in transition, and that helps get the rhythm going.
They get a hand on it. And here we go. Thompson heading to the hoop. That one falls. Thompson's got 6.
Wow, 5 straight buckets coming out of half. They are rolling.
Passes to Tice. Here's Ogilvy. Walker looking for an opening. To the middle. Just 4 to shoot. 11 feet away. That's good again. His 7th basket. 7 for 10 from the floor.
He's been terrific tonight, and with a little help from the other guys on the floor, they might be able to turn this game around.
In the third quarter with just over 3.5 minutes off the clock. And that one, good.
Those defenders just looked a little bit gassed. I mean, they're getting pushed around on that low block.
Time called here. The Celtics decide to talk it over.
And coach can't be happy, and I think I know why. Their defense putting up no resistance inside.
No, they're not preventing them from scoring, and if you can get to a high-efficiency shot on the floor, and that's the paint, you just keep going.
Williams, he's checked in for Ogilvy. Tice kicks to Williams. Back to Tice. Williams passes to Tice. Back to Walker. 5 to shoot. From past the arc. No good. He's missed 3, and he's made 4 of his 7. The shot by Thompson, and no one's around. The shot goes down. Very quick possession right there.
Another good play. This is how they built the lead, calling on the right guys at the right time.
Basketball IQ is something that gets talked about, but its importance to a team showing up here, running plays that turn into scores.
Champ takes it up with both hands and rips it down.
Well, if you don't take care of the ball, fellas, that's what can happen.
Absolutely, Greg. That makes the turnover even more painful.
And the gamble paying off.
And here's the break. Throws it up high.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals.
Walker finds Williams. Nice ball movement by Boston. Pass the ball. And the call on the shot that sends him to the line.
Yeah, how about the body control on that one? Narrowly misses getting the deuce.
First trip to the line for him here.
Gotta admire what he's been able to do at the free throw line this season. How about over 90%?
First free throw is good. Cantor checked in for the Celtics. Hayward comes in for Williams. And so he hits both. And the Celtics with possession here. Now a timeout called by Boston.
Giving up a run here. Can they turn it around?
Hard to say right now. At this point, I've seen the coaches run through 2 or 3 iterations of defense. Is there a fourth? I'm not sure.
.35 seconds left in the third. Outside, Walker. Now here's Hayward. He's tightly guarded. 4 on the clock. Trying to get something going. And it's Kemba Walker with the 3. Walker's got 5 points in the quarter.
And this is where Walker thrives, an assertive long-distance shooter.
Lead pass was put in just the right spot. 8 points for him.
And really the story of this second half, one team getting the shots they want, the other not so much.
This team did something in halftime, going from a mild-mannered half-court executing team to some heroic shooting in the second half.
And so it's the visiting team in command with a 16-point lead as the buzzer sounds. Their transition game has been in full effect. We'll return shortly. Now let's take a look at our assist of the game presented by State Farm.
And he sliced the D wide open with this feed. They had no chance to prevent that basket.
That's what great passing will do for you right there, dissecting the defense with that play.
And as we head into the fourth, we'll see if there's a comeback in the works or if it's more of the same from the first 3 quarters. We've got B-Train. Baller is out there with Slim, and it's Chan in at the 2.
Hey, yo, right here.
Baller passes to Chan over to the left wing. They get it back.
Pretty much all of their buckets coming from inside the paint now.
Celtics trail by 18. Outside, Walker poked away, and that's out of bounds. Boston will retain possession. On Sunday, they'll be matching up with Al Horford and the Philadelphia 76ers. Then on Monday, they'll face off against DeAndre Jordan and the Brooklyn Nets.
And for that game against the Jazz, this is a game that they are expected to win, but sometimes those are the kind of games where you get a little bit sloppy and start looking ahead. Either way, they'll need to put in tremendous effort to walk away with the victory.
Brown is checked in for Robert Williams.
That is how he rolls. A prolific scorer. Walker's been calling his own number tonight.
Here's Baller. Softly drops in the floater.
When a player gets a feel for that floater, it can really make things tough on defenders. You're just not sure how to guard them and where your point of commitment is.
Pass to Canner. And here's Hayward. Shot clock at 6. Shot from free throw range. And there are the Celtics with another basket.
Yeah, so reliable. He clearly needs to be more involved in the offense as they try to shrink this lead.
Here's Money. Chalk up 2 there. Money's got his first bucket of the night.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Walker dishes to Tatum. Brown kicks to Tatum. Ball stolen. Fast break. Here we go. And he finishes the break with a lay-in.
Capitalizing on the error, grinding out points. You gotta love it.
That's why you can't afford to just turn it over to him, because he's going to do stuff like that to make you pay just right down the throat.
Now a timeout called by Boston. If you were commissioner, Brent, of the NBA, would you add or alter any rules right now?
Wow. First of all, I think you get to fly on a really nice plane wherever you're going, and you get to go to any game you want to.
Yeah.
So sign me up
with
for that job.
With courtside seats, by the way, too.
Add or alter any NBA rules. I think the game is in a pretty good place right now, Kevin. And there's not much that I think is out there for us to change.
It seems like All-Star Weekend and the length of the season seems to be 2 pretty prominent things that continually come up.
Yeah, and as far as the question, I guess my head was going to things that are on the floor.
I was thinking that too, but I couldn't think of anything that really...
On the floor, it's tough to figure out something that could be adjusted. And I know Adam Silver and David Stern before him, all of their concern mostly is about the optics of the game.
Yes.
And right now, it's in a pretty good spot.
It's very pleasing to watch, there's no doubt. Here's Brown. Miss number 4 for him from the floor. 7 for 11 field goal attempts. It's stolen by Brown. And Tatum with a clear path to the hoop. And slam dunk by Tatum.
A huge fan of how Tatum runs the floor. It's almost a lost art. Terrific when he's in attack mode, in transition, putting a lot of pressure on that defense.
Here's B-Train, guarded by Walker. And the officials calling for a 3-second violation. There are many players now signing shorter contracts in free agency. You've talked about this a lot. Does it make it harder or easier for the super teams?
Well, I think it makes it easier because all of a sudden a star player from another team becomes available that you could latch him on to somewhere else.
Any examples you could throw out there that
I don't want to get into the specifics.
Okay,
of it.
I understand.
I think we've seen it over the past 3 or 4 years with some of our star guys. And
yes.
I don't fault them because they're getting smarter. Players are a lot smarter about what it is that they can do with having the very few times, Kevin, that you have a say in your career as to where it is that you're going to play, and more importantly, the potential for what it is that financially you can make.
And playing for a championship.
For a championship, for potentially the opportunity to play with somebody who you've always thought you could either elevate their play or they could elevate yours. This is not going away anytime soon.
How about the attitude Tatum has? I mean, if he has room to shoot, he is going to let it fly.
Out to the right wing. Here is Slim, defended by Tice. D passes to Shorty. 5 on the clock. Count that bucket.
And yeah, he's not messing around. He wants no part of a comeback in this one.
Well, he's grabbed a tea and a blanket because he's putting this one to bed.
Now, here's Tice. The pass to Walker. Hayward looking over the floor with the shot. And again, it's Boston converting. 1:06 left here in the 4th quarter. For so long, the U.S. has been the country to beat in international basketball play. But there are some big-time challengers around the globe emerging.
Well, Serbia and Spain continue to be competition that the U.S. takes extremely seriously. And I'm not saying they don't take everybody that they step on the floor against with tremendous amount of respect. We know from years in the past that Argentina had its golden age with the players around Manu Ginobili and Oberto and Nocioni, but that seemed to be a timing thing for the Argentinian national team. Spain and Serbia will continue to be impressive and continue to push USA basketball in these international tournaments and Olympic play.
And guys, they can just sit on the ball here if they want to.
They have earned this win.
And the shot goes in.
Making every effort to put this game on ice.
You love that the guys are staying aggressive late in this ball game, just not wanting to let go of the rope.
And so the road team gets the W in this one. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And that'll do it, folks. For Greg Anthony, Brett Barry, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan. Thank you for watching the NBA, presented by 2K Sports. So long.